Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking something honestly fascinating, the dual approaches to surviving a court case. We're going to look at how you balance practical, physical, legal preparation with the incredibly deep, esoteric strategy of Vedic astrology. Whether you're super analytical or a bit more spiritually curious, you're definitely going to find something mind-bending here today.
So let's just dive right into this question. Because, as anyone who has actually been through it knows, litigation brings an almost unbearable emotional weight. I mean, whether it's a property dispute, a complex business disagreement, or a divorce, every single party involved usually feels completely paralyzed by the unknowns of the legal system. When everything is on the line, where exactly do you look for guidance? Do you look down at a legal pad, or do you look up at the cosmos? Let's explore both.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the earthly legal checklist.
First up, we're looking at the tangible stuff, the pragmatic, step-by-step physical prep that you can actually control. And this comes straight from the civil litigation experts at Edge Lawyers. Before you even set foot in a courtroom, you've got to do the groundwork. Edge Lawyers emphasizes that you need to meticulously gather your physical documentation. We're talking emails, contracts, photos, because this is the visible evidence your entire case is built on. You also have to prep for the discovery process, which is the formal exchange of evidence, and really practice your testimony so it's clear and concise. Even something as simple as courtroom etiquette, like dressing professionally and knowing to address the judge as your honor, is an absolutely crucial earthly tactic to keep the scales tipped in your favor. Oh, and of course, always have a contingency plan, just in case things don't go your way.
Now, what if we flip the script completely? Let's pull back the curtain and look at the exact same legal event, not through the lens of earthly evidence, but through the lens of karmic destiny. While earthly prep focuses entirely on what you can physically see and control, cosmic prep focuses on invisible forces. We're talking planetary transits, karmic timing, and even hidden spiritual enemies that might be working against you totally behind the scenes.
Which brings us to Section 2, the cosmic courtroom.
Welcome to the highly colorful deterministic world of Vedic astrology. This is a system where your birth chart acts as a literal cosmic legal blueprint. In this system, your life is divided into specific houses, and if you're stuck in a legal battle, these 4 slices of the pie are your entire world. The 6th house is the primary arena for litigation and obstacles. The 7th house? That represents your open adversaries, the actual people sitting across from you in court. The 8th house governs sudden crises and hidden threats, things like unexpected evidence popping up or inheritance disputes. And finally, the 12th house is the one you really want to avoid. It governs heavy losses, hidden enemies, and even imprisonment or just massive legal expenses.
Okay, so the real VIP here is the 6th house, classically known as Aribhava, or the House of Enemies. This is the absolute center of your legal universe in Vedic astrology. And why this matters is simple. Having an empowered 6th house doesn't mean you'll magically never face conflict. Actually, it means you're given the incredible stamina, courage, and tactical acumen to win those conflicts. On the flip side, a weak 6th house kind of makes a person a prime target for chronic, really draining legal problems.
Now think of the planets as the actual players inside this cosmic courtroom. It's like a casting call. Saturn is the ultimate judge. It enforces karmic justice, but usually through grueling delays and discipline. Mars is the combatant, giving you the aggression and sheer courage to fight. Jupiter acts as the guardian of justice. It steps in to protect the righteous. And then you have the shadow planets like Rahu. Rahu represents the hidden enemy. We're talking deception, twisted evidence, and complex conspiracies that just completely confuse the legal process.
Moving on to Section 3, Mars in the 6th house.
Let's zoom in on what Vedic astrologers consider one of the single, most powerful alignments you can possibly have for a legal battle. That is Mars in the 6th house. According to classical texts, this creates the ultimate champion. Just think about it for a second. When Mars, this fiery planet of war, combat, and action, is placed right into the 6th house of enemies and litigation, it is exactly in its natural element. It creates a formidable competitor who doesn't just survive under pressure, they actually thrive on it. When confronted with an obstacle, they never fold. Their fighting spirit just activates.
So, how does this actually look in the real world? Well, these individuals have an exceptional work ethic and competitive resilience. They even boast extremely robust immune systems because their bodies literally fight off illness the exact same way they fight off legal opponents. It's wild. They make incredible trial attorneys, military leaders, or even surgeons, basically any profession that requires precise, confident action under immense pressure. But there is a catch. They have to be super careful not to bring that combative energy home, which can totally ruin personal relationships. And they're definitely prone to burnout and inflammation because, well, they're constantly running hot.
Now here's where it gets really interesting. Vedic astrology views adversity through this fascinating paradox. It's not always straightforward. Take the concept of Aprit Raj Yoga. This is a powerful, paradoxical combination where the lords of difficult houses, like the 6th, 8th, or 12th, are placed in each other's houses. On paper, it looks like a total disaster. But in reality, it creates a scenario where you gain massive strength through apparent weakness. Your opponents might suddenly self-destruct, or hidden documents miraculously emerge, or witnesses just unexpectedly flip in your favor. It is literally a cosmic plot twist.
And that leads us perfectly into Section 4, Cosmic Timing and Remedies. So you might be wondering, what if my cosmic chart isn't naturally perfectly aligned for a win? What if my 6th house is weak and I'm facing a huge lawsuit? Well, this is where you strategize using the Vimshatari dasha system. These are specific planetary time periods that dictate the exact timing of your case. Knowing what dasha you're in completely changes your earthly strategy. Say you're in a 7-year Mars dasha. Well, this is the time to aggressively fight, file new paperwork, and really push your case forward because you have that cosmic fighting spirit backing you up. But if you're in a Saturn dasha, things are going to move painfully slowly. Astrologers actually advise that during weaker or heavily delayed periods, it might be way smarter to strategically settle out of court rather than draining all your resources fighting a cosmic headwind.
If you need to actively turn those cosmic scales in your favor, experts suggest highly personalized remedies. Notice I said personalized? Generic fixes do not work here. Depending on your specific chart, you might be advised to file your legal paperwork on Tuesdays, which is ruled by Mars, to give your case some aggressive momentum. At the same time, you'd strictly avoid Saturdays, which are ruled by Saturn and basically invite agonizing delays. You might even be told to wear a red coral gemstone to strengthen a weak Mars. Or conversely, if your Mars is already way too aggressive, you might need to channel that excess heat into martial arts or sports so it doesn't cause friction inside the courtroom.
Let's bring it all together with this profound thought from Dr. Vinay Bajrangi, who's a leading expert in court case astrology. He reminds us that analyzing these cosmic factors isn't about being negative or just accepting defeat. It's about being intelligent and prepared. He says, the stars do not close destinies off, they open paths. That beautifully synthesizes the whole ethos of our explainer today. Knowledge, whether it's earthly or cosmic, is power.
And that leaves us with a fascinating final question. When you were standing there before a judge just waiting for a verdict, how much of that outcome was determined by the meticulous earthly checklist you followed, and how much was actually dictated by the karmic blueprint mapped out the exact moment you were born? It's a pretty provocative thought about fate versus strategy, and it will for sure change how you view your next major conflict. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer, and keep questioning the forces that shape your world.